I completed my A-levels last year, and I will be exploring the essentials students need and shedding light on the problems I personally faced and the truth about sixth form. So what are A-levels actually like? At the start of year 12, my school gave us a 4-week transition period. This gave us time to change any of our subjects, or perhaps go to a different sixth form or college. And at the end, we would be tested on those 4 weeks of content. You study 3 to 4 subjects where you go into more depth and analysis compared to GCSE, have study periods, and on average 3 lessons a day. In my school, study periods, or freeze, was when you had no lesson and studied or chat and play games with friends. But in other sixth forms, I believe you can leave the building as long as you come back to the next lesson on time. That is, if you've got one. In my school, we could only leave at lunchtime, and if we didn't have a lesson after, we could leave as well. I believe if you achieved highly in your GCSEs, then year 12 should not be too much of a problem, but year 13 might be where it gets a bit more demanding. And in terms of stress and workload, I've seen it grow with time in sixth form, and with that comes less free time. That is, if you want good grades. And in sixth form, you are meant to be a bit more independent. But what were the main problems me and other students faced? I took biology, chemistry, physics and maths. 4 subjects compared to the 3 most people do. 4 subjects for me was more of a mental struggle rather than an academic struggle. Knowing that I had more exams, fewer frees and more time put into study, it didn't feel that great. So consider that if you are thinking about taking 4 subjects. But that's not even close to the worst part about sixth form. In fact, what's next is something you must understand before you start your A-levels. The uni application process is the worst. That time period between maybe the end of year 12 to maybe March time at the latest, that is the worst period. It's a massive hurdle and you'll understand it when it arrives for you. During this time you may write a personal statement, complete entrance exams and interviews, but then I asked 2 other students about the main problems they faced, and they had an interesting answer. If you're going to take anything away from this video, take their opinion about the main problem in sixth form. Keep in mind, they did 3 subjects. They both felt like studying 3 or 4 subjects could not be that difficult, but when faced with the content and workload, they were humbled. Many students underestimated how difficult A-levels would be. They thought it would be a lot easier to manage and keep on top of. It seems like consistency is a key factor during sixth form, and you might be having this opinion before starting sixth form. You may think that this will be much easier than A-levels, GCSEs. So what are the essentials for sixth form to ensure you get top grades? One of the problems for students was keeping on top of the content, so being able to manage your time effectively is crucial. Having a planner as well. Having a planner will help you with deadlines and knowing when to plan your free time. Something else which I'd like to mention is folders. They seem to be quite synonymous with A-levels. They can help you if you find organising difficult. I didn't like to use them because I had to carry them day in, day out, even though I had like lockers, but then I didn't like using lockers. So yeah, it's all preference. Textbooks are also optional to buy. My school gave us textbooks to borrow, so I'd recommend asking your teachers if they've got any if your school doesn't sort of already hand them out. I mainly just use online resources anyways, and only use the textbook to clarify any topics. During any freeze, having headphones or earphones could be useful if you get distracted by friends when studying. I'd also recommend having a battery pack just in case your device gives up on you, or if there's no sockets nearby where you're sitting in like a study area. And of course a notebook for any revision material you make. And if you do maths, you're going to need this calculator. There is a much more expensive one which may help you, but this is the minimum type of calculator you need. Just a reminder that if this video has helped you out, then please return the favour and just hit that red button. Thank you.